Hey guys, welcome to another awesome video here in the Ark Taming series. We have another creature that we're going to try to tame this week, and it's called the Vallibonaventrix. God bless you. Thank you very much, Gesundheit. But we're going to try to tame this creature and learn everything about it. It's got a lot of stuff involved with it. It can go on land, it can go in the water, it can electrify you. I'm a little bit scared of it. And typically what you would want to do if you didn't have a flyer that you could shoot off the back of, like I do, you would want to put this into a trap. Now, one thing I'm going to try to do real quick just to show you guys is we're going to try to pick it up with several different creatures. Now, most of the time, when you're dealing with a creature such as this, you're likely going to find it in the ocean, all right? We have gotten a bit lucky here in that it's real close to the beach, all right? And so what I want to do is I just want to get it up on land, and then I want to see if I can pick it up with the wyvern real quick. Oh, he's not interested in me. All right, so we may not even try to pick it up with the with the wyvern. He's fighting something, perhaps. So, all right, we knocked him out. We're using 30cc web darts from the Better Narcotics mod, which is making it very easy to knock him out. But anyway, he is knocked out. It's a Vallibonaventrix from the Additional Creatures 2 Wild Ark mod. Again, if you can't knock him out from land like I just did, what I would typically do is either try to get him from a raft, try to get him into a trap with maybe like a dolphin or something like that, or, you know, just use a Basilosaurus and stand on its back to shoot down at it, or try to trank it underwater with harpoon launchers, okay? But I do want to test out a few things on this creature even after we've knocked him out. That's pretty cool that he kind of sank down to the bottom even though we knocked him out at the top. That's pretty cool. But anyway, here he is. And Torpor is a little bit quick, not too bad. And they eat exceptional kibble. So we're going to go ahead and put exceptional kibble into him. 9 of them. And I have my binturong on my shoulder to increase his food drain, which is from the same mod, Additional Creatures 2 Wild Ark. And my taming rates are about 2.5 times on this server. But again, the binturong actually makes that go even faster because of the popcorn scent. And so yeah, we're gonna tame him up, and then this creature has a whole bunch of stuff that it does, and I'm excited to kind of show that to y'all. It's a very comprehensive creature, and I'm gonna talk about it in length once it tames up. Now, as far as spawning, it can spawn in the swamp areas. It can spawn in the sunken forest on extinction. It can spawn in the fertile chamber on aberration, in the Rockwell Garden Trench, and the bog biome forest on the Genesis maps. And the dossier on this creature is the following. I am actually on the wrong creature. Now, hold on a second, guys. So actually spawning is Gen 2 SUMP Beach. SUMP, the beach, the ocean, Genesis Ocean Biome Shallows. Those are the areas. You trank it like I showed you. And the dossier is as follows. I'm going to get away from it just a hair, just in case something wants to come over and mess with me, a.k.a. mantis. I think we're going to be okay, though, while we read the dossier. Okay. A mid-sized ocean-faring spinosaur, the Vallibonaventrix, doesn't seem too different from most generic theropods. However, this is the contrary. Vallibonaventrix is an ocean specialist, incorporating various adaptations of its prey into its own biology. By consuming biotoxin, it can temporarily generate powerful electrical discharges in offense and defense, becoming volatile to the touch. With ammonite bile, it can lure prey towards itself. Saving Basilosaur's blubber, it can use it in a pinch to recover large amounts of health and satiation. Even using angler gel, it can ignite that substance to create a strange flame capable of not just burning most fire-immune creatures, but also being able to be used underwater. Aside from these aspects, survivors tame them due to this wide arsenal, giving the mount and its owner many options for both traversal, combat, and utility. Clever survivors have been able to incorporate another resource of the sea, the teeth of slain megalodons. These are used to create powerful gauntlets and jaw muzzles for the Vallibonaventrix, further increasing their strength. So we're going to try to use all of this stuff to kind of show you guys what it does. First, I have to get back to the base and get a saddle made for this creature and show you guys what it takes to get a saddle made. Okay. So, I think we're good. We're going to fly over. The base is not far. It's literally right across the river. So, we will just toss out the hay, and we will head over there. Alright, so the base is right here. That's a frickin' Ceratosaurus. God dang it, man. Well, we're inside. So now we're going to see what it takes to craft the saddles for these creatures. Vallibonaventrix is level 75, as well as the gauntlets and the muzzle. We're going to take all of that. The saddle takes fiber, hide, ingot, and silica pearls. Nothing too major. I don't know if I have silica pearls, but we'll find out. This is kind of a new server. I do not have cementing paste? Question mark? I don't have the silica pearls. Okay, no problem. No problem. Alright, so that's what that takes. Now, the other things that we just unlocked are the gauntlets, which take cementing paste, fiber, hide, megalodon teeth, and metal ingot, and the muzzle, which takes cementing paste, fiber, hide, megalodon teeth, and metal ingot. Alright? So what we're going to do is we're going to try to craft one of each of these, and we're going to need cementing paste to do it. Now, the problem I have is cementing paste is impossible to get on this Valguero because beaver dams are not currently spawning in for me. So I'll be right back. Alright, that did not work, I don't believe. Alright. Alright, so we're going to craft up one of each of the things that we just got unlocked. We're going to craft one of these. We're going to craft a saddle. And we're going to craft a muzzle. Because each of these things does a different thing on the creature. Okay. Now, the first thing we have to talk about is the fact that the Vallibonaventrix reduces the weight of and preserves the following items: Megalodon teeth, angler gel, biotoxin, Basilosaurus blubber, and ammonite bile. All of those things, not only does it reduce the weight of them, but it increases or decreases the spoiler time. The creature is also immune to anything that buffs electrocution. And it can be told to sit versus the radio wheel, which I will show you right now. Actually, let's take them outside. So here he is. So you just go up to him and you hold R on your keyboard. Or E, rather. And you can tell him to sit down. Now, the reason why that's important is because if you are in a fight with something and you desperately need him to heal, he heals much faster when he is seated. So a lot of these modded creatures have this sit-down feature as part of their radio wheel, okay? Now, you can also craft the gauntlets. I thought you could craft them within its inventory as well. But actually it's in your own inventory, so that's a little bit not correct. Alright. So a couple of things before we go forward. I'm going to go ahead and spawn in a couple of the items that we're going to need to test this creature. This would be much easier if I could type. And if this freaking sauropod wasn't here, or whatever it's called. Okay, I don't know why I'm not able to spawn in the ammonite bile, but it's kind of dumb to be fair. Alright, we're going to put the saddle on it. Because that creature is bothering the piss out of me, so we're just going to move it over here. I was going to take a picture and then the shiny thing came up. I'll wait for it to go away. I can't get the frickin' ammonite bile to GFI.
Do you want me to try?
I mean, you could, yeah, it's not working for me. It's supposed to be ammonite blood, and it's simply not working. Everything else is working except for that. Okay, I got it to work a different way. Alright, we got all of the things, I think, that we're gonna test on this guy. I've got ammonite bile, which we're gonna put into its inventory. I've got angler gel. I've got some Basilosaurus blubber. I've got the muzzle and the gauntlets, which we're going to hold on to for a second and not put those into its inventory quite yet. And we're going to take damage here on purpose, because the first thing I want to show you is by eating a Basilosaurus blubber, you will heal. Watch the heal. Hello? It's not working. Of course. Why would things work? Let me see how to do it. Left control, utilize one Basilosaurus blubber for a potent heal. Left control. Left control. Okay. That's pretty dope. And now look how fast I'm healing. That's actually insane. Alright, so I'm going to read that. Left control is called snack attack. And if the only way it will work is if you have Basilosaurus blubber in your inventory of the creature. Okay? Then you would push left control and you will heal 75 HP per second, 15 stamina per second, and 45 food per second over 20 seconds. So the buff lasts 20 seconds. So essentially you're going to heal 1,500 damage in 20 seconds. You're going to heal 300 stamina in 20 seconds and 900 food. That's pretty substantial, I think. Now, with the left click without a muzzle on its face is just a standard bite, and it deals mediocre damage. Okay? And so I'm going to do this. I'm going to show you guys this with and without the extras, okay? We have a couple of cows over here that that have offered up their skin for our scientific purposes. They really have. But don't worry, they'll sign the waivers after they're dead. So this is what the bite looks like, and this is the right click. All right. So right click, left click, and it's just very small, right? So then we put the muzzle on its head. We put the gauntlets on its hands, and then we left click bite, and you can see it's double the damage for both. See? Literally double the damage by putting the gauntlets and the muzzle on. Alright? The left click muzzle is a savage bite, which does double the damage, like I said. It raises the damage of the bite attack while also providing a piercing effect to go through enemy armor. All right. The right click is a heavy claw attack. Again, it increases the damage by double. And the claw attack hits twice when you're swimming. It also inflicts rend, which is like a bleed, which lowers the defense of the target with more stacks. So the more stacks, the less defense the creature has. So essentially, when you're in the water, that right click is going to be a double swipe, so it'll probably do 4 times the damage of on land, okay? Now the C key is called an electroshock charge. This can be done on land or while swimming. It will utilize 500 biotoxin to do it, but it delivers a powerful close-range AoE attack that hits 6 times for a base of 45 damage. This is basically the Lightning Wyvern's breath attack damage type, okay? Afterwards, you will grant yourself a charge armor buff for 5 minutes. The AoE can't be used again while the charge armor is active. Also, while the charge armor is active, the Vallibonaventrix will return 30% of melee damage inflicted on it back to the attacker. So if an attacker hits you for 100 damage, he's doing 50 damage to himself as well. It's pretty insane. I'm sorry, 30%. So if it does 100 damage to you, it's doing 30 damage back on itself. And while the charge armor is active, the Vallibonaventrix will also take 50% of damage, half the damage of things like electrical damage types like eels, jellyfish, pyria, lightning mana damage, etc. And it will also take 25% of damage from lightning wyverns. So it's not immune to the jellyfish. It just takes less damage from them. All right. It is pretty quick in the water. And I don't want to show you the C key quite yet. Actually, you know what? I could probably do that. Do I have enough? I do. So let's show you the C key in the water. This is called Electroshock Charge. And here's what it does. And I want to show you again 610 biotoxin. And when we use it, this is what it looks like. And now there'll be 110 toxin. All right. So if you want to use this creature, you're going to have to keep biotoxin on you quite a lot. And you can see in the upper right the 5-minute volt armor, which deals damage back and increases electrical resistance, is what it basically says. Okay. So that's the electroshock charge. Now the next thing you can do is called gel breath. Okay. Now, gel breath utilizes angler gel to breathe a unique flame that deals an on-fire debuff, which scales according to the Vallibonaventrix's melee stat. Okay, and it alternates between minimum damage and maximum damage it can deal per tick. So what that means is when you use the flame, the first tick it will do minimum damage, the next tick it'll do maximum damage, whatever it is for your creature, based on its melee stat, all right? Due to being caused by igniting the unique angler gel resource, this fire works underwater, and it even ignites creatures underwater. Even creatures like the fire wyvern and phoenix will burn from this valley's flame. What's up, Aquastorm? So we're going to use that on this Baryonyx right here. It is done with the X key. It's called Gel Breath. And so let's try it out. I don't want to miss him. Oh! Yo! So you can see the creature is on fire underwater, bro. That is insane. And so that uses up angler gel. Uses 50 per time that you use it. So essentially what this creature does is you kill things underwater with it, and then the resources that the thing kills is going to make it even more powerful. So like the Basilosaurus blubber will heal it. Angler gel gives it flame underwater. The biotoxin gives it lightning underwater. Electricity, essentially. Now, there's more stuff, though, guys. Now, you can use ammonite bile, which is right here. I have 100. You can use ammonite bile to use something called bile coating, okay? And the bile coating, when you use it, will aggro all nearby creatures to you, all right? So this is going to be frightening, but we're going to do it anyway for science. Now, the buttons you use for this is the Alt and X key, all right? So we're going to do that. So there, we've done it. And now everything is coming to check me out. It's pretty dope. So that could help you tame some things. Trying to see. So you can swim backwards with this guy too. This lasts a really long time, you guys. And I'll tell you what, his biting is not very strong. Oh yeah, his claws are better, definitely better underwater. Wow, that's insane, Aqua. Yeah, we are. Yeah, just doing taming videos for YouTube. So that is the bile coating. It utilizes 50 ammonite bile. You can see that it actually did not use my ammonite bile. Huh. It let me do the thing with the stuff. Interesting. So it definitely used the attack, but it did not consume the ammonite bile. Now I'm going to go ahead and heal with the left control again. And he's going to consume the Basilosaurus blubber, so now we should have 2 of those. And you can see we are healing really quickly from that. That is so cool. Okay, so there are a couple of things that we can do underwater as well that I'm going to show you guys. The first one is when we are not in charge armor mode. Now I'm going to remind you guys that charge armor mode is done when you use the C key with enough biotoxin in your inventory. 500 of them. That's when you go into the electroshock charge. When you're not in charge mode and you hit spacebar underwater, you are going to dart forward like this. Okay, that is so neat. That is cool. And when you do that, if anything happens to be in your way when you do that, it will deal 50 damage. And that's obviously stacked by your melee thing. Melee stat. It's a 50 base damage. Now, if you hit the spacebar when you are in charge mode, again, which is achieved by using electroshock charge, okay, then it will do something called a Levin charge. Now, this will rush forward while dealing 50 damage, but it also coats yourself in an electric AoE to deal rapid electrical damage to everything you pass. And that will also cost 500 biotoxin when you do that. So just keep that in mind. If you do this, the spacebar, if you hit spacebar while you are in charge mode, charge armor mode, every time you hit spacebar, you will consume 500 biotoxin. Okay, so just keep that in mind. Such a cool creature. It also has an aesthetic roar that you can do with right control that looks like this. Okay, so I lied. That's Alt. This is right control. So ride control doesn't do anything except just an aesthetic roar, which is really neat, actually. This is a really cool creature. You could probably literally live in the ocean with this guy and just feed on everything that's in the water for it. You know what I mean? And just, I mean, a pack of these would do some severe damage, I bet. And they're super quick. Also, health-wise, weight-wise, they're all pretty... All the stats are pretty strong as well. The only thing that concerns me a little bit is the fact that it is not immune to jellyfish. I'm gonna go make sure that's true, because it says it's immune to electrocution buffs, but it also says that it takes 50% damage, 50% less damage from electrical damage types when charge armor is active. So which is it? Is it immune, or does it take 50% less damage? So for the case of science, let's go find us some jellyfish. I always try to make these videos for YouTube with the knowledge of what some questions might be that people might ask me. So I try to think of any questions I might have while I'm making the video, and then try to answer them. So that's what we're going to try to do. That's another, I'm not even sure what that is, a gigantifish. I don't want anything to do with that. All right, so here we go. Let's see if it hurts me. I'm very afraid. Okay, so they don't even see me. I'm like John Cena over here, you guys. And of course, the mantis can see me, though. Am I right? Okay, let's, okay, they're definitely mad at me now. Okay, so they're not dismounting me. That answers the question. They do not dismount, and that's the important part of it. That means you can kill these guys with the Valley. That's one concern I had. Wow, wow. I don't know if you saw that, but it just harvested like 700 biotoxin from one jellyfish. I want to see if that's true now that the entire freaking river is coming at me. Almost died. GG. We saved it though. It almost died because I was trying to figure out what key I was not pushing correctly. Alright, so we're gonna go ahead and heal. Remember some Saurus blubber. That was a little closer than it needed to be. Alright, and you can see that I have the charge armor thing going up there, the Volta armor, because I was trying to kill all of those damn things. And so yeah, the creatures, the jellyfish do seem to give you more biotoxin. Yeah, see, I just got 2,000 or 1,700 biotoxin from those 2 jellyfish, bro. So this is the one that I am going to be using to harvest. But that one only gave me 80. That's interesting. So some of them give different amounts. Interesting. Looks like they give 120 each. They're not easy to use, I'll tell you that. They don't turn very much. You can back up with them though, so that's promising. But yeah, you do get biotoxin very quickly, it looks like. And of course, anytime you're in trouble, just eat a Basilosaurus blubber. Make sure you're finding and eating lots of Basilosaurs. So that way you can stay alive. But yeah, this is a really neat creature. I'm really digging it. If you like going into the ocean, or if you just need a creature to harvest biotoxin with, this is the one. For sure. I'm not going to say it's very strong, though. Like you saw, those megalodons almost killed me, right? So, I'm not sure it's the strongest creature, at least a base tame. Like, maybe if you mutated them and got imprints on them from a baby, then probably be a much stronger creature. It's not very, it doesn't turn very good, either. Definitely have to be careful. Let's get out of here. That's very cool that it has that feature where you can kind of hit spacebar to get out of dodge quickly. That's very nice. Now, mind you, when you have the Volt armor on, it's probably not the best idea to use it because you're using so much biotoxin to do it. But like, if you're in trouble like I just was, and you need to get out of here, that's a very good way to do it. And they are very fast underwater. They're very quick. Yeah, very cool. So yeah, guys, that's the Vallibonaventrix from Additional Creatures 2, the Wild Ark mod. Look at all these little piranhas trying to mess with me. They're not trying, they are messing with me. I feel like this would probably be a much more viable creature if we were breeding them up and mutating them and getting like points into melee and stuff like that too. Because things I think would die a lot faster, but right now with this just being a base tame, it's probably not, it is not as good. I do like the fact that they can just jump right up on land too to get away from trouble if you need to. But yeah, that is the Vallibonaventrix from Additional Creatures 2 Wild Ark. Appreciate you guys checking out my video. If you like the video, please show it some love by hitting the like button. If you'd like to see more like this, you can, of course, subscribe, and I will catch you down the road. Much love.